Hi, everyone. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I'm super excited about the training that we're going to do today because we get to talk about something that we've been working on behind the scenes for quite a while. I know we've teased it a couple of times, but today we can finally unveil our new Daklab app that we're going to be going through. It's been a ton of work. We got a few surprises that isn't even in the regular Daklab website. It's some additional things and bells and whistles that we're including in the app. On initial release, we are releasing this for the iPhone first. We're about a couple of weeks away from releasing it in the Google Play Store for Android. So for those people who are Android users, this will be coming here shortly. But today we can talk about the app and all of the great features, and like I said, a few of those surprises that we were able to add as well. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and get started. Amy is manning the chat, so if you have any questions, feel free to either use the chat or the question and answer, and she'll be quick to get those questions answered for you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to kind of throw caution to the wind. They say never do real-time demos, and sure enough, what we're going to do today, anything you see is yeah, here we go. It is you're seeing an exact mirror of my iPhone. So these aren't videos or anything. This is me kind of working through things in real time. So we're gonna hope for the best. But so with that in mind, we'll jump in. I'll give you kind of a quick overview, and then we'll dive in on some of the tools. So. What you're seeing is the dashboard screen, and I am actually I'll go ahead and I'll tell you what, I'm not going to log out because if I log out, I'm going to have to log in and then share my password. And so I'm not going to do that. But when you first open up the app, you will have the option to log in. So you could either log in with a username and password, or if you signed up via just the login with Google or anything like that, we have this really cool thing is called a magic link. So essentially, you just put your email address in and click on send magic link. It'll send you an email. You just open that email up on your phone, and it will automatically log you in. You don't even have to worry about passwords or anything like that. I know a lot of people, it's if you're like me, you're always forgetting passwords and everything. So this is makes it super easy for you just to log in by sending yourself a link and tapping on that link, and it will automatically log you into the app. Once you're logged into the app, you will see exactly what we're looking at here, which is just an overview of some of the tools. We'll continue to add new features to the dashboard, some resources, etc. But here's kind of the overview. Additionally, with that, if you tap over to tools, you'll see a lot of the familiar tools that you are probably used to seeing on the website. But we'll go ahead and kind of showcase something that I absolutely love. If you tap over to training, we have some new features, again, that's exclusive to the app, and that is some role play training as well as coaching and advisor training. So these are absolutely fantastic. Some of them are a little bit more challenging. I'll tell you on the role play, some of them are a little bit more challenging than others, but we'll go through a couple, kind of show you how it works. But so you've got Ryan, where you can select to try to get a price reduction, go through that role play of a price reduction. Sarah, so Sarah is an online lead. Amy can attest. Sarah is my wife tested it out, and she said Sarah's mean, and I was like, Well, it's not so much that she's mean. It's the fact that sometimes online leads are a little bit more challenging. And so we wanted to kind of make a true kind of representation of some of the challenges that you may face when you are calling an online lead. And then we have Ray and our Carla. They're interviewing a couple of different real estate agents, and you have to go through that role play and to see if you can win by getting an appointment or him selecting you as the agent. And then we have a couple of others that kind of get unlocked later on. Inspection blows up the transaction, which I'm sure we faced before, converting a FISBO as well as a multiple offer situation. So to give you an idea, again, I'm going to kind of do this in real time. So I have selected Ryan. And it's really neat. So if you want to just go jump right into the role play, you can just select Ryan, then click on start coaching. If you want to practice a specific scenario, so you can add additional details here. And so literally the sky's the limit. I was playing around with this the other day and said, we've got to get a price reduction because a hurricane is coming next week and we want to get the home sold before the hurricane comes. So you literally can add anything you want or jump right in as is. So we'll just leave that blank and I will jump into the coaching session and hopefully you'll be able to hear the other side of this.
Hello, this is Ryan.
Hey Ryan, how's it going?
Good, thanks. Just keeping an eye on the listing. We've been at 489,000 for a little over 5 weeks. A few showings, but nothing serious yet.
Yeah, so that's actually the reason why I'm calling because look, I'm just going to give it to you straight. I think it's a pricing issue. We need to drop the price. I'm thinking of we should probably drop it, $10 to $15,000. What do you think about that?
I get where you're coming from. I just need to make sure we're not giving away too much. I priced it based on comps. I still think we're right
So
where we
you
should.
can see, I'll go ahead and stop, but basically it's kind of that dialogue. And the neat thing is once you're done with that, it'll actually give you a score, tell you what you did well, what you need to improve on. So didn't have a lot of data to go off of, but apparently I scored a 7.5 out of 10. I was direct and straightforward. Obviously got right to the point of telling them that they need to drop the price. Did not do any rapport building, and obviously I lacked emotional intelligence because just went straight to, hey, drop the price. I don't care about your feelings. And so from there, I could either practice again or go back to the coaching. And like I said, there's all kinds of different scenarios that you can go through and try. Then we have a overall just real estate coach that you can chat with and talk to as well. So while the first is a little bit more of kind of the role playing side of things, the advisor is great just to ask, is available to ask questions. So this, we've already fed it data of things like real estate law, fair housing, et cetera, et cetera. It is not your real estate attorney. And so there's the kind of the disclaimer there. However, it is a great resource if you do have those questions or things like that. So I'll give in a kind of an extreme example, but I'll show you what I mean by that. So I've just tapped on advisor and I'm going to tap on start coaching.
Hi, I'm your AI real estate coach. How can I help?
Hey, yeah, so I just got a new listing and I'm thinking about putting this in the listing description that the home is great for young couples as long as they don't have kids.
I can certainly help with that. Are you aware of fair housing laws and how they might relate to your listing description?
Yeah, so again, like it immediately obviously picked up on the fair housing violation that I said. So just kind of give you an example there. It is great. And obviously, as you can see, a lot of the features of the app are voice enabled. And so we know that a lot of times, obviously, agents spend a lot of time going back and forth on various listings and activity in their car. So we really wanted to make it kind of voice first on that. So gives you an idea of the some of the training. Again, we're going to continue to add different role plays, and we've got some exciting things kind of planned ahead where You can score certain things and unlock certain things and stuff like that. But this is a great way to. We've gotten a lot of good feedback, and like I said, some of these you've got about 4 or 5 minutes to actually get the listing appointment or the book an appointment, and if not, then Sarah says, "Hey, I've got." Somebody at the door, I've got an excuse, and so you've got to be able to move quick, build that, do some rapport building, and really talk about your differentiating factor. So it gives you great feedback. I've even learned a lot by just kind of going through and practicing on those different scenarios. So that is the training portion. Super, as you could tell, super pumped up about that in the app. It does have your typical kind of ChatGPT like experience. Again, very similar to what you would use within ChatGPT, with the caveat or the kind of the extra bonus of that it's going to take a very much a real estate centric approach. And so we're going to, again, we've kind of pre-fed it to talk and understand real estate law, understand fair housing, understand best marketing practices, et cetera, et cetera. So you've got your chat AI assistant there, and then of course your overall kind of profile where you all of the things that you kind of are used to doing on the site. You can do that within the app as well. So let's get into some of the tools that you all are probably familiar with. And again, the good news is that we have taken a lot of these, already gotten some great feedback from everyone as it relates to some of these tools on the web version, and we have taken that opportunity to improve a lot of the features and functionality within the app. So I'll give you one that was a pretty top requested feature, and we'll jump over to the virtual staging. So I'm going to use this picture here. Well, one of the things you'll immediately see is now we have a room type. And so AI, we found, was pretty good about determining what room type it was. But let's face it, when there's just walls and windows with nothing there, it doesn't always find that context. So now you have the ability to select what type of room it is. And then from here, you can just click next, and it will go through and go in and create a couple of different versions of that virtual staging. So I'll show you that. We made some really cool improvements where you can continue to iterate over those virtual staging, different styles until you're happy. So it's not like you get one chance and then you've got to be done with it. You can continually tweak that. So here's a couple of different ones. Again, the reason why we show multiple and give you multiple options is 90% of the time, AI is pretty darn smart about things. Sometimes it can get weird, like the built-in adding some built-in recessed shelves and all that. So we'll skip that and go with this. So if you like that, you could select it. If you don't like any of them, you can generate additional ones. Or if you go all the way over, you have the ability to kind of direct and tell it what you want. So if you want a little bit more of an industrial, mid-century modern, etc., you've got that ability to do that. So, but just for simplicity, we're going to select this style. So the first thing you see is this little eye icon. I really like this because you can just hold your finger over that. And as you hold your finger, you can see kind of the original and to see if anything has moved. Again, AI is getting a lot better as far as not, especially some of the new technology that we're using, not adding things and changing the structure, but it's always nice to tell that. And then if you want to adjust the style, I can say add a TV over the fireplace. And so I'm going to add that. it's going to go in and edit that image to make that tweak. Again, the nice thing about this is that you can continually do this over and over again, and then you can also go through and undo those changes. So it has made added the TV, and you can see by me tapping the undo redo, you can see that. If you're not happy with it, you could either undo it or you can keep editing, and you can just continue to edit until you have that what you feel really good about your that virtual staging. Once that's done, you can click finalize. From here, you can download that or even share that with your with your buyer, seller, etc. So or you send that to your assistant, to your computer, what have you. So that's really fantastic. So that is some of the features. We do other it's not just the virtual staging, but we also have virtual renovation options, furniture visualizer. So this is great because in the same thing in here. I'm going to go back and do this. You'll see with the virtual renovation, you can select where you allow furniture changes, paint changes, etc. And then it also gives you that ability to upload kind of the a style reference for what type of after you want there. So this is really fantastic because think about the use case. If you're out and about and you have a client, they like the home, they're just not sure about the carpet, or they're not sure about that wallpaper, or what have you. Being able to snap a photo and say, hey, you know what? I really don't think we should pass this property by. It's got great bones, great structure. We could actually get the seller to, give us an allowance or go ahead and replace that wallpaper, and then being able to just jump over to the tools and do that virtual renovation to see what the after is going to look like after it removes the wallpaper. So fantastic ability to do that. Let's see. So some of the other things that obviously you've seen, the inspection report, contract analyzer, those are really easy to, just if you've got your PDF, you can do that even on the go, which makes it really nice. And then the other neat thing is I really like, obviously something we've released here recently on the website, but we enhance that even more with the app, is our listing and our buyer reports. So I'll show you what that looks like. We've got the listing reports that, again, you've probably familiar with and seen. I can go in and create a new listing report. If I've got an image or snap a photo, I can do that. Or, of course, we can grab that photo from Google Street View. And I've got a couple that I already have here. And so from here, I can go in and look at my previously created listing reports. If I want to edit anything, my target price, overall marketing snapshot, anything I want, I've got that ability to go in and edit that even on the fly. So, of course, we have AI generate a lot of this information, and we pull this from actual, property data mixed with AI. But so if we see something that you don't like, you can just simply go in and edit that and save that. So once you have that all set, you can go in and click the share button, and you can text this to someone. It'll actually send a link to that listing report. And then, of course, you see on here, you can see where I've got 26 views, 7 views, 3 views. You can see how often that person is going in and looking at that listing report. But again, let's talk about practicality and the fact that most agents are on the go. And so we tried to go ahead and already think about that. So let's say that you are on your way to 285 Denby. You have created this listing report and you are ready to, you're on your way to meet with the homeowner, and you're going to pitch them on the whole listing presentation and everything. But you've had a busy day and you've had other things on your mind, and you kind of feel unprepared for the listing presentation. You need to familiarize yourself with the property again. Well, yes, you can go through and look at all the comps and do an assessment of value and look at comparables and market insights and think about who that buyer, the perfect buyer is, and review the strategy and all that. But the reality is, again, that you're probably going to be out and about, or someplace where you're on the go, and you may not be in a position where you can stare at your phone, i.e., such as while you're driving, right? The last thing we want people to do is try to use their phone in their car. So when you see this button at the bottom that says Ask AI about this listing, so if I tap on that,
Hi, what questions can I help answer about the property or the listing report?
yeah, I'm actually on my way to 285 Denby for my listing presentation. Can you give me an overview or reminder about this property?
Certainly. 285 Denby Circle is a charming single-family home with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, offering 1,463 square feet.
So again, you can kind of get the idea. You can continue as you're driving down the road. You can talk back and forth to your AI. It has all the information about the property, comps, market data, etc., temperature, so how hot the market is in that particular area. And so it's great to be able to literally just have a conversation back and forth about that particular listing when you are on your way or when you're out and about, or let's say you want to, go out for a walk and you still want to be productive instead of having to be glued to the phone in front of your face. Throw it in your pocket, put your AirPods in, and literally you can talk back and forth to your AI about your listing. So pretty fantastic feature there. Of course, not only on the listing side, but also on the buy side. And so here are some reports that I have created on the buy side. Again, gives me the analysis and even things that go beyond what the typical MLS has. And so, of course, the MLS is going to have the property overview, square footage, etc. But the neat thing about this is we're even pulling in things like how much appreciation, how much equity the seller has, which gives a great negotiating power if you know that the seller has a lot of equity. Maybe you could use that if you're representing the buyer in the negotiations. Gives again overview. It shows you what the max list price is, what the list price, your target offer, etc. Pros and cons of the home. I mean, just the list goes on and on. Negotiation strategy, readiness, etc. Again, in all of these, if you want to send that report, you can. If you want to edit these things beforehand, and then like for the same thing we showed you on the listing side, you can go through and look at on the buying side.
Hey, what questions do you have about the property or the buyer report?
Yeah, so are there any comps related to this property? So I'll go ahead and jump, but you can go ahead and see, obviously the various tools and everything that you can do. So it's absolutely amazing to be able to just literally talk back and forth to the AI to be able to go in and get up to speed if you're getting ready to go out and meet that buyer, etc. So that is the listing report and the buyer report. We kind of talked about the contract analyzer and the inspection report as well. We've got the text builder. So if you need to go in and create a quick little send a text, you can do that. Create listing descriptions. We've talked about the virtual staging. Et cetera, et cetera. So a couple other things that I absolutely love about this, and this is we've kind of redesigned the dashboard a couple times, and I put this on the top because for me, I've been testing this out for a little while now. I absolutely love the photo editor, not just for practical use, but my kids get a hold of this and they love the AI photo editor as well. My son got a haircut and all of a sudden he's like, "Dad, I don't know what my hair, should I do the X or Y?" And then we just snapped a photo of him and said, hey, what would he look like with this type of haircut? So it's all kinds of fun stuff you can do well beyond even the real estate photos. But same features and functionality. Speaking of, there's a couple of shots of him. But so if I've got a particular photo, I want to retouch something, make adjustments, remove background, do the whole data dust thing, I've got that ability to to do that. If I want to make edits to it, I can do that. Same thing, all the same features that you have with the existing photo editor that we're all used to on the Daklab website. You have that ability to go in and make the adjustments. Again, you see the undo redo at the top. Once you're done, you can download that or even send that. Use the share button at the top to send that to someone. And then the owner contact finder. So one of the things that we kind of added to this, which I really like here, is I'm going to go in and put in Linwood Lane. And so I'll go in and find that owner. And the neat thing about this is once I have that, so I can obviously all the features and functionality again that exists on the website, but I absolutely love this feature where once I have the owner's information, I can, with one tap, go ahead and call or send a text. It will, find who the best number is, and so that way I don't have to worry about copying and pasting this into my phone app. Same thing with email. If I want to go in and find an email or send an email, I can just tap the email icon to jump over there. So really nice feature to be able to quickly go in and find the owners of the particular property. So as you can see, lots of great features that we've been working on. All of the things that you're kind of used to seeing in the website, we have that available now in the app, and so I think that gives a good overview of some of these things that like obviously the MLS listing description makes it easy. You put in a property address, and then you can just tap the various features that that property has, and it writes a great listing description for you there. Let's see, we talked about that watercolor studio, same thing where you can go in and create the watercolors once that's done. Really, we tried to think through, once you have that creation, whether it's an edited image, the watercolor image, etc., what's kind of the next use case for that? So to be able to download that, to be able to quickly share that with someone, we have that all built in. And then, like I said, the main just kind of overall chat. If there's something that we don't have a particular tool for, you could always chat with the AI assistant and do that, as well as kind of simple things like editing the phone numbers and appearance, your email assistant, all of the those items, you got that quick and easy ability to do. So with that in mind, I think we have, I know it kind of blown through and covered a lot of this, but I wanted to give a quick and keep this a little bit shorter because I wanted to give that concise overview. And it's, as you could tell, super intuitive. We really tried to think through the user interface and everything, so makes it really, really easy to be able to just go in and find a tool. Those tools are great by kind of what it is that you want to do. So all of our visual tools are pulled together. All of our research tools are together, the reporting, etc. And then, of course, definitely, like I said, check out the role play and coaching advisor. See if you can get Sarah to agree to an appointment. Book something on her calendar. She's definitely the challenge out of all of it. Ray's pretty tricky as well. Yeah. So anyway, gives you a great overview. Once you've done that, once you kind of can consistently score a 9, a 9.5, you can introduce some additional details to either make it a little bit easier or harder to kind of mix things up there. So with that in mind, if you all have any questions, please let us know. Like I said, we're continuing to make updates to this, continuing to tweak some things. If you don't have a Daklab subscription, you actually can go through and look at download this in the App Store, sign up, Apple Pay, in-app purchase, the whole nine through there. You've got that ability, or you can go on the website and sign up on the site. Is really up to you. If you get stuck along the way or anything, definitely feel free to reach out to myself or Amy or anyone on the team at Dakno, and we will help you out just as quick as possible. So, but with that in mind, I think we will wrap things up for today. We're going to cut out a little bit early because I know some people are excited to jump in firsthand and see what they can do for themselves on some of these tools. So yeah, definitely go through and check out all the features and functionality. See what you can do. And go in and make some edits to the some various photos. Try not only some of the photos from a listing standpoint. So again, kind of like this. Again, if I just put my hand over that little, or my thumb finger over the eyeball there, shows you kind of the before and after, and the ability to go in and make edits there. If I want to retouch certain areas, you've got that ability. Of course, once that's done, you can download that, or like I said, do the share button there at the top. And then you also can go in and this is great for photos, headshots, etc. Enhance lighting, remove the background, all kinds of one-click things that you can do. And I have found personally, myself really using this feature a ton. This is probably strangely enough, this and the owner contact finder and the listing reports are probably my top 3 used features of the app, just because it's just so darn easy to be able to throw something in and kind of visualize it and say, hey, what is it like this? What is it? Whether it's tweaking something on a property or refining and doing some quick little edits on a photo. Lots and lots of potential there for the various tools. So with that in mind, again, I think Amy has knocked out a bunch of the Q&A, and so if there's not anything else, we will go ahead and wrap up for today. And again, let us know if you have any questions, and look forward to seeing what you come up with the Daklab app. Have a great day. Thanks, everyone.